there you have it, guys. Agit Kabayel has turned down a massive money offer to take on Vladimir Klitschko in his return, and stated that, hey, maybe one day there may be an amount of money that I can't refuse. But as of right now, I will refuse, and I'm going to continue my sporting path. Those are the words of Agit Kabayel. And let me counterpunch. This tells me he wants to be champion, and I think if anybody deserves the opportunity, not deserves to be champion, deserves the opportunity to fight for the championship, to be champion, I think it's Agit Kabayel. Agit, he's not a Parker, he's not a Joshua, he's not a Dubois, he's not a Fury, he's not a Usyk. He's a guy that a lot of people overlook, and I think a lot of people underestimated. And I think because of that, I think now people are seeing the dangers of someone like Agit Kabayel. And taking on a massive star or former star like Vladimir Klitschko, definitely a public figure that has his own legendary legacy, okay? And turning that down, it just shows you that everything isn't about money. And what I'm liking about these fighters, Agit Kabayel, Jaya Pataya, guys like that are wanting more of a career that they have reverence in, you can definitely look at and be proud of. I'm looking at this and I'm thinking to myself, like, hey, this could be a dedicated ring of integrity for these fighters that actually give a damn about who they fight and the challenges that are actually in front of them. Instead of the money, and I only see dollar signs, and I only see an opportunity to get rich, and I only want to make all the money possible because, that's what it's all about to me. No, sometimes it's about being the best because you want to be the best at what you do. You see what I mean? That's how you work on yourself every day, trying to self-improve, especially when fighting, boxing, being an athlete. It's all about mental, physical, spiritual, acknowledgement and enlightenment. You know what I mean? Because you're going to need those things to stay in the game the way you need to stay in the game, especially when you want to be the best. And it shows you that he could have easily took that damn money. He could have made that money fight. And I think him turning it down shows you that, hey, I'm in a good position. God put me in this position. I'm here for a reason, right? So why would I get derailed or distracted taking a money fight for Vladimir Klitschko? And see, Vladimir Klitschko is a guy that, he wants a high-profile fight. He's a guy that wants to come back in the sport with a particular reason. But understand, Vladimir picked Agit Kabayel simply based on the fact that Kabayel is the WBC #1. So if Klitschko doing that makes sense. You know what I mean? And Agit Kabayel, I don't know if he acknowledges that or not, but he is a target because he is the #1 WBC interim champion. So if he fights and he fights Vlad, and Vlad somehow outpoints him, because that shit's not out the ordinary. Not saying he would do it, but the style that Vlad has, you're not going to get close to his body like that, because he's going to jab you, right hand you, and grab you all night long if that referee allows it. Facts. So, you know what I mean? Like, I see that being the reason. I see the motive behind Vladimir Klitschko, but I do understand the motive that Agit Kabayel has, because he's like, no, I'm going to stay on this route I was on. I stayed on it this long. Why would I break concentration now by fighting Vladimir Klitschko for probably about, I don't know, maybe $10 million? I don't know what the amount is. I just know it's a massive money offer that could have made him rich. But for all we know, people, that could be the same decision that he didn't make that could have caused him the Andy Ruiz effect, the Martin McCauley Andy Ruiz effect. Those type of distractions could cause you to lose focus. You see what I'm saying? Taking money like that. Look at Tommy Fury. If Tommy Fury wouldn't have got rich fighting Jake Paul, he probably would have been farther in his boxing career. Just using him as an example on a smaller scale. But understand, those type of things can happen when you take the money instead of legacy. When you take the fortune over the fame. You see what I mean? That's what happens easily. But I take my hat off to Agit Kabayel for not taking this particular decision, even though he could, even though that was a massive fight, even though that probably would have put him on the map. But then if you look at it, if he went in there and he destroyed a legend, just like he did Zhang, just like he did Hergovic, Mark Madoff and Sanchez, right? Just like he did those guys, if he would have done that to Vlad, how much do you really think people would respect him? Think about it. He's 49 years old. You go in there and you're able to get to that body. You're able to pressure Vlad, and he doesn't have all these faculties. He finds himself a little rusty, and you beat the cowboy Billy shit out of him. Then what are people really going to look at you? They're probably going to start to not like you. So good call for Agit Kabayel. You guys tell me what you think about this breaking news of Agit turning down a massive money, $1 million offer to take on Vladimir Klitschko for his return at 49 years of age. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.